Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you? How are you today? I'm doing good. Oh, I'm doing relatively okay. I have a headache right now. I had a headache last night and I fell asleep at like 7:30. Woke up this morning with a headache, so we'll see what happens. But, today a question was asked at work. Apparently there's this, the first Friday of every month there's a gathering, there's a dinner for the group. And some people wanted to join us that I wasn't aware used to be a part of my group. And I made the offhanded comment of like, why would they want, I didn't know they were a part of us or whatever. And then I realized like I had just made some sort of boundary line of importance because our group is special or whatever. And it really put me down this path of thinking about belonging to something, belonging to anything, and how that affects human nature in general. And it really confuses me to the point that I just don't get why we do that. Like it's human nature to want to belong or whatever. Is that a thing, or is that just a product of boredom? Is that just a product of needing to feel important in a world where you don't need to be important anymore? As we've moved farther and farther from hunter-gatherer, striving every day for our, survival and safety, we no longer have to worry about survival and safety generally. And so does being a part of something that other people aren't a part of, does that make you special? Is that the reasoning? And, I brought all this up because I was talking to Ignacy, who's my Polish boss for Portal Games, about, how he grew up in the 80s under this, like, basically military oppression. It was a military state at that point, and how the Russians had dominated Poland for so long that the people were scared. His father injured himself and was scared to go to the hospital because he might get mistaken as a soldier. Wow. And it's like that need to oppress and separate ourselves from people. It blows my mind that we still live in a world where that exists, where we have to belong to something that other people aren't a part of and make ourselves feel better. Instead of just being citizens of the earth, we have to be citizens of our countries and citizens of our groups and our fraternities and our whatever, and I'm a part of that, and I'm not denying that fact. I still say I'm a Marine, and I haven't been an active duty Marine for almost 20 years. But, once a Marine, always a Marine. You join that fraternity, you get to claim that right. And who gives a damn, like being a part of something doesn't make you special. It just makes you less bored or less boring. You can say, instead of going home and doing nothing, I go home and work on my, speech for my next board meeting at my local Eagles or whatever it is you belong to. And that need to belong is something that I don't understand, even though I exerted the evidence of that belief today. And so I've just been thinking about it. I don't even know why I'm talking about this right now. It's completely irrelevant to everything that I've ever talked about. It's just something that came to mind, and I wanted to put it on tape. Wanted to put it on, what do we say now? Put it on SD card? What do we call this in the generations forward? Like, I need to put it on recording, I guess. This whole thing, the reason this whole thing exists, it's been almost 2 years now. We're really close to the 2-year anniversary of this show. And actually, next Friday will be the 500th episode. And, I've said it before, and I want to keep reiterating the fact that this show exists because I wanted to provide something for my daughters to understand me as a person, so that if there was a question they had and they didn't know the answer and they wanted to ask Dad, but they were embarrassed to ask Dad, they could just look it up. So topics like this, they filter in because I'm putting something on record for them. That's why. So I'm going to cut it there because I have a headache and I have work to do, and it's already a little bit late and I haven't eaten dinner. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my friends. If you have any comments on belonging, leave that in the comments section. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from newton.deep.anl.gov. Why are icebergs made of fresh water? True icebergs are glacier fragments that have fallen into the sea. Glaciers are made of compacted snow, which is fresh water. Additionally, sea ice that forms from the freezing of seawater is also basically fresh water as well. This is because when salt water freezes, it excludes salt from the ice crystal lattice.